Can they see that? Maybe. We'll see how long that lasts before the wind gets it. What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Blaine Roberts. I operate Panhandle Salt Beach Fishing with my wife. We've been in operation since November 2020, so right at 4 years, like on the dot. And when we first opened this business, we were running kayak fishing guides also. We were running surf fishing trips and kayak fishing trips. I got away from the kayak fishing stuff a few years ago, sold off all the kayaks. I mean, I kept one for myself, and really that one hasn't left the garage in a year, guys. I'd like just put all my focus into the surf fishing. I knew I wanted to expand. We knew we wanted to do this physical location. So I parked the kayak and just went all in surf fishing, basically just creating content, creating hype about the business, weeding out just a lot of companies that I was working with that just wasn't adding up, bringing on new companies that made sense. And we were able to drum up enough business in this past 2 years that we were able to save some money and basically crossed our fingers. I quit my day job and we opened up this shop. It's doing about as expected, guys. There's some days I don't see a soul, and other days I can't keep them out of here. As long as it all adds up at the end of the month, I'm good. But recently I have bought 3 pedal drive kayaks from Eddie Murphy, who owns Hammerhead Kayaks, and a trailer. He also sells trailers. He's local here to my area. He's in Mobile. And he has a solid boat, guys. He has a solid boat at $1,000 cheaper than the competitors. If you watched the video right before this one, you saw where I got these delivered and we did the unboxing. But just kind of went over the models that I got. I got the 10.5-foot Baby Whales. Why these models is because I learned over time, running kayak trips in the past, the smaller the better, guys. I do not do offshore trips. I keep everything in the bays. When I was running these trips in the past, I was getting about a 50-50 split of experienced kayak anglers and anglers that had never done this before and wanted to try it out. And when I first launched this thing, guys, I had 3 kayaks. They were completely decked out with every kind of accessory you can imagine. I was running Old Town 106s, and I also had an Old Town Discovery canoe that I would use to lead the guide. But after getting rid of all those, after selling all that stuff and then doing this again, I learned a lot with that first round. And the first lesson that I'm taking from that is just to keep it simple, guys. We're doing 3.5, 4-hour tops trips. Like, I don't need all these accessories on our clients' kayaks. They just need a safe, stable kayak with a couple rod holders in it. I do run all pedal drives. I just think it makes the experience that much more enjoyable, especially for an inexperienced kayak angler to be trying to hold position with a paddle and fish at the same time is very troublesome. It is for me. So I kept these kayaks super simple, guys, meaning pedal drives. I'm gonna put 2, 3 rods max on board. And depending on the season, usually how I start these trips off is I'll have either a twitch bait or a topwater tied on. I'll have a paddle tail tied on, and I'll have another rod rigged up for trolling. That rod that's rigged up for trolling will also double as like a cut bait rod, meaning if we get in position where I feel there's some reds around, I'll switch out that troller and I'll put a Carolina rig on and we'll throw cut bait out the back. That's it, guys. The clients don't need 5, 6 rods on board. It's just too much to deal with. Things are gonna get tangled up. You're constantly gonna be doing maintenance on reels and rods. 2 simple setups, 3 max. Basically, I'm adding an anchor to the guide kayaks, a flag, and a life vest. And guys, I keep all the tackle on board with me, so I don't even outfit them with tackle. If they need to change artificials or anything like that, then they just come over to me, I'll change it out for them. Keep it simple, keep their boat as clean and as clutter-free as possible. But I do keep one for myself. I have chose this yellow one, so I do have this one outfitted out a little bit more. I got my phone holder on here, which is gonna double as a camera mount. I got an extra rod holder vertical here. I got that net in it right now just for display reasons. But this is like my staging holder where I'll change baits, de-hook fish, things like that. Moving around to the back, I use this cooler that has 5 rod holders on it, and that's where I keep my rods. It's right behind my seat, super easy to access. These will probably never be used. And then I have 2 trolling mounts here on the back where I control lines. Safety flag, got my anchor tucked away here, guys. Life vest on board. That's it. I got some storage underneath where I can throw my phone or whatever. I mean, there's a storage everywhere here, guys. Right here in between my legs, on both sides here. Even right here behind the seat, you got a little slot. Both sides. So yeah, these kayaks come outfitted, guys. There's really no need to put anything else on them unless you just want to. So our clients' kayaks will look just like this, guys. You see there's no extras. Obviously, it'll have the pedal drive in it. They'll have their anchor on board. They'll have a life vest. And again, I will outfit them with 3 rods at the most. And my sign blew down. I knew that wasn't gonna last long. All right, let's figure out another way to do this. So yeah, I want to get some boxes together. Got a big order in from Salt Strong. That's basically all I'm using out there. I'll use knock and tail lures a lot too, especially with more of a rough current, because it's clicking around. They have a little rattle in the tail, making some noise. But really, Salt Strong, guys, has everything I need. They have top water, they have the skinny lipper. Now they just introduced the flea flicker. And I got a few custom baits from Stiff Lizard that I'll be using out there also. I found over time, guys, the more colors I'm stocking, the more different hard baits I'm stacking. It's just too much, guys. It's too much. You just really end up wasting a lot of money or just spending a lot of time changing baits. And my sign blew over again. Which way is the wind blowing? South. Here's my flag. Southeast. Wedge it in there a little bit. Oh, okay, there we go. Maybe that'll work. Anyway, like I was saying, guys, the more color of paddle tails you got, all these different hard baits, you're just wasting time, you're wasting money. You can narrow it down. So I've picked 3 colors I'm basically going to be using. And then I have 3 different profiles, maybe 4. And then the same with the hard baits, just 4 different profiles. Obviously, I'll have different applications with weight, like I have weedless and different weights. And then I have your standard jig heads with different weights, guys. That's it. Keep it simple. You're gonna end up catching more fish this way. You really are, guys. Most of this tackle, guys, that we see on the shelves, it's meant to catch us, not the fish. So I spend a lot of time inside the Salt Strong community. I watch a lot of educational videos by those guys. I don't care how long you've been fishing or how much you know, you can always learn. And what I like about these guys is they're doing like tests. They're spending a lot of time just really focusing on color and leader strength and fluoro or mono. Like seemingly boring stuff if you're trying to watch content for action. But if you want to learn and see educational content, Salt Strong's the place to be, guys. So all the color tests they do, watching all that content, I came up with 3 colors that I'm going to be throwing on these guys. A darker brown. This is the Turd Ferguson color. The actual Slam Shady color. There's a big misconception that Slam Shady is a lure, but Slam Shady is actually a color. And then a pink, guys. That's it. That's all I'm taking with me. Now you can get a version of each one of these colors with different brands. Find something dark, find something white, find something pink. Whatever brand you like, you can find that. And guys, this is just what I'm choosing. You know, do your own research. Figure out what's working for you in your area. And with profiles, I'm doing shrimp, obviously. I'm doing a jerk with no paddle tail on it. So when we have calmer conditions, those paddle tails, they'll drum up a lot of vibration, guys. And with nice calm water, that could spook the fish. So you always want to have something like without that fan or without that paddle. And then obviously an actual paddle tail. These will come in a couple different sizes. And then just a big old jerk shad, guys. Again, these will come in a few different sizes. They have that little forked tail on them. It's got that big pregnant look on it. So we have the shrimp, the jerk, the little tweaker, and then the classic paddle. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna get stuff rigged up, and these boxes I'm not keeping in the yak. These are large boxes. This is the Plano Edge. Next level tackle box kind of stuff, guys. I mean, they just got the They don't have those little flimsy separators. Super solid ones, guys, fully customizable. So what we're doing is we're getting stuff rigged up and ready. And what I mean by rigged up is I'm gonna get a certain amount of each one of these already with jig heads on them, different size jig heads, different weedlesses, have everything in these boxes at the shop ready to go. Then I'll have a smaller box that I'm basically just refilling. It's gonna save a lot of time when it does get busy and I'm burning in and out of here every morning. I can take a quick look at my box on board and see I'm low on Turd Ferguson 3/16 jig heads and throw a couple in the box. This is a very time consuming project, but once it's done, it's done. And after that, I'm just doing maintenance with it. All right, guys, we got it done. Well, a lot of it done. Whew, it was a lot of work. This took me about an hour and a half to get all this situated. But we are ready to go, man. Quick and easy grabs. I got 1/16, 1/8, and 3/16 on all these, 2 of each. So each one of these little compartments, 3 different weights, moving in even to the bigger guys with the bigger profiles. Those big old shrimp. All right, guys, I am gonna get to work on the media side of the business. But when we pick this video back up, we will be on the kayak because we're gonna get it out there and give it a test run. Baby, like a glove. Let's get this guy. We're gonna throw him right on top, just like that. The maiden voyage, y'all. I was gonna launch at Johnson this morning, but we got a hard northwest wind. I could have launched on the opposite side of Big Lagoon, like going out of the state park. But the way the current's flowing, I don't feel like there's gonna be any fish over there. So I made an adjustment, came down to this little body of water. I fished this a lot in the winter. Well, I should say I used to. I hadn't been in the kayak in about a year, guys. I got a shipment of assassin rods coming. The inshore stuff. They got a lot of inshore stuff, guys. I didn't realize. I'm gonna see what happens.
Man, I tell you, man, I've been watching. That's my place right there.
Uh-huh.
I get up in the mornings and walk out there, man, and I've been seeing bass, man. Big
Oh, yeah.
bass, man,
This time of year, you'll get them back here.
yeah. That time for silver mullet start running again.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm after some. See if those trout are back here yet.
Yeah.
A lot of times those trout will get back here in the wintertime, man. You can find some good ones.
Man, watch out. There's a gator back there, man, right now. We just had one pulled out. Had a trapper come here and get him and take him out. I get worried they're going to come up in there and get my dog.
Where y'all finding them at?
Well,
Back up in there?
that's my buddy Travis right back there in the back.
Uh-huh.
In the Highland House. They laying right around his pier. Right about dark and early in the morning.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's concerning. They got a nuisance gator in here. They've been trying to trap. Looks like it might have already got a dog. Not what you want to hear before you lunch.
For a year, I fell 2 stories into a parking lot and shattered both my arms.
Wow.
Good luck, man.
Thanks, man. All right, I'm gonna have to adjust my cameras. I can already see I'm gonna have to adjust my phone mount too. It's super close. Come on. Oh God, phone's ringing, of course. Probably Marty. Okay, guys. Let's get adjusted here. Let me feel. Oh, hold on a second. Let me drop my rudder. Okay. Rudder's dropped. Let me go ahead and get a feel here. Got these big old boots on too. All right. I'm moving. You know what? I don't think I need to adjust my seat. I do want to adjust these mounts though. Is that better? I think so. That should hold on there. There's a lot of popping going on. Pop, pop, pop. This thing's getting wore in. All right, I think we're moving. It'll take a couple trips before I kind of lock everything in or scraping. Let me adjust my feet. There we go. It's a little better. You know, it's a kayak, right? It feels stable. That's one of my main concerns, especially with the inexperienced kayak fishermen, the first timers and things like that. You want a stable boat. You don't want a long, skinny boat. Those are great for speed. Those are great for offshore, but not for someone who's not used to a kayak. You want short and wide. All right, guys. Let's get the skinny lipper in the water and keep an eye out for gators at the same time. What's my drag like? I haven't thrown these rods in a year, guys. I don't even know if they're gonna throw. It might be all froze up. Oh, I see something jumping right over there. Oh, something just hit it. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, guys, we might have some action. Second cast. It's easy to go out on a nice, calm day when conditions are perfect and give a kayak review. But coming out here in the elements, that's the true review, guys. Strong moving current, wind. This is how you want to test a kayak. Kind of lean back a little bit. I get my heels off the bottom. We're in the first 48 hours of a major cold snap. It's supposed to get down to the 30s tonight with frost. So this is when these guys start looking for warmer water. They're gonna get out of the major bays. They're gonna come back up here in these creeks and hide out for the winter. But they're pretty lethargic also. You want to make the meal easy for them using smaller profiles and things like that. Don't make it look so intimidating. Yep, they swirled on this a couple times, investigation, but that was it. Let's find us something else. This is my Assassin Supernova rod. Super sweet rod, guys. This is a luxury item. I think these guys are close to 200 bucks, but worth every penny if you're looking for a solid inshore rod and are willing to spend the money. Got a little shrimp profile on this one, on a light weedless. Try to keep him in the water column as long as possible. All right, I think I'm gonna get up current here, get a good distance, and then just let this take me back and cruise along here, working both sides. I'm gonna switch up some applications. Oh my God. It is 7 o'clock in the morning and my phone will not stop ringing. There's a couple spots up here I like. Right here in this little cove. There's another one up there by the docks where this current is pushing into land. So it'll push bait fish in there, right? And they'll get smashed up against land. They can't go any further. And the predators will hang out there and feed. That's a new boat ramp over here, guys. I haven't been out here in so long. They've done a lot. It might be open. I don't know. The new Lilium boat ramp, guys. If you know if it's open or not, leave me some comments. That's a great launch point. Get you all the way to the mouth. The mouth is right down there. Oh, something just busted right there. Put that shrimp right there by that sandbar. I'm definitely on bottom. Come on, come on. Oh, come on. Gotcha. Gotcha. Got him on the shrimp. Okay. Okay, what we got here? Come on, buddy. Oh yeah, little trout. Perfect. It's the first kayak Look at that little guy. That's the first kayak catch in about a year. I will take it. Awesome. Let's do it again. That felt good, man. And when you're in the market for a kayak, guys, just ask yourself, what are you going to be doing with it? Like if you're playing around in back bays and stuff like that, like this, there's plenty of launch points everywhere where like speed is not really an issue. It's not like you're going offshore and you need to get a mile out there and you want to get out as quick as possible. We're mostly drifting around out here, guys. I would strongly suggest a pedal drive. It just makes the whole fishing experience so much better. Like on days like today, where you have all this moving current and wind, trying to work a paddle and fish at the same time, like you'll get frustrated. You'll get frustrated and what'll happen is you'll just stop going. And the kayak will sit in the backyard for 2 years until you sell it. Get you something light and manageable. The bigger boats are nice, but they're a lot more to deal with, especially loading, unloading, getting the launch point. When I had my 106s, the Old Town 106s, Sportsman, 10 footers, I kayak fished all the time. I got rid of those and I bought that Salty 120, which is a 12 footer. It's heavier. I now had to put a T-bar on the end of my truck to transport it. And I stopped going fishing, guys. I stopped going kayak fishing because it was just, there we go, because it was just more to deal with. Same spot. They like this little shrimp, guys. It's the power prawn, baby. They got two profiles, a big and small. I'm using the small because we're getting cold, guys. These fish don't want a big fight. Oh, that's a better one. That's a better one. Oh yeah, he's getting close to keeper size, guys. Come on up. Again, on that prawn, salt strong. Oh, popped off. Getting better. See you later, buddy. I'd like to find a keeper. I'll take him to JJ. There we go. Oh, he spit it. He spit it. I'm gonna switch the position of my paddle. That's another nice feature, is you have a paddle secure on both sides of the kayak. I think I had some fight to him. I thought for sure that was a keeper. That troller's just working nice and slow behind me, making it easy for him. Oh, there we go. He's on. I knew that troller was gonna hit. Let's see if he's still on. Yeah, he's on. Oh yeah, that might be the keeper, guys. That might be the keeper. He's heavy. I got you, buddy. Oh yeah. Come on. No. I don't think he's gonna make it. He is close, man. I pulled this one right out of the package, so I didn't change my trebles. I hate a treble hook. This guy's hooked twice. All right, I got you. That's the biggest one of the day, I believe. He's still not gonna make it. But these guys are fired up, y'all. They are fired up. Good to know, right? So this guy just called. He let me know right when he answered that he did not want to book a guide. He doesn't have the money, but wanted me to tell him where to fish. like wanted GPS coordinates on where to fish. I told him to swing by the shop. I gave him a few pointers. At least he was honest. I respect that. I do get them, guys. They come in the shop and just basically want to pluck me for information, but don't want to buy nothing. They don't want to book guides. They don't want to buy nothing. They just want me to give them all the information. I let them know that that's not a good business model, but I always point them in the right direction. Like, hey, I was catching fish on this beach, you know, whatever, 24 hours ago, 48 hours ago. But here's the thing, guys. If you don't know what to look for out there, you don't know where to cast your lines, I can give you a hot spot. Man, there's stuff everywhere. I can give you a hot spot, but if you don't know how to put the bait in the water, you ain't gonna catch them. Man, what is that? Come on, buddy, give me something to eat. I'm satisfied with this trip, guys. I really wanted to break in the yak, get a good feel of where I put everything. I already know I'm gonna do some adjustments when I get back to the shop. I'm gonna move some mounts around. And I did stand up in this off camera to relieve myself. So I felt comfortable standing up in it also. Oh, there we go. Oh yeah, come on, that's a keeper. Come on, that's a keeper. I got you, buddy. You ain't, I'm gonna have to get the net on this guy. Oh, I got him. It's JJ, I'm bringing this guy to you. Oh, come here. Oh, yeah. Got him. On the scrimp. Inhaled that shrimp, guys. That's a keeper trout all day. Nice and fat. We'll be eating him today. This phone will not stop. This is crazy. Oh no. Let's put that in my trebles. I hate trebles, man. God, I hate treble hooks.